This picture makes absolutely no sound at all. So why can 1 in 5 people clearly hear it? A few years ago, a simple little animation went viral. It's an electricity pylon skipping over its own power lines like a child with a skipping rope, and every time it lands, the ground gives a little shudder. And here's the thing, millions of people insisted they could hear it. A dull, heavy thud on every single jump. Except the file is completely silent. There is no sound. So what on earth are they hearing? This is not people being suggestible or imagining things. It's a genuine, measurable effect, and it has a name. The visually evoked auditory response, which is a mouthful, so let's just call it a visual ear. It's a mild and astonishingly common form of synaesthesia, and I mean common. Take the famous kinds of synaesthesia, tasting words or seeing numbers drenched in color. Those turn up in maybe 4% of people. But hearing silent motion? In one large survey, around 1 in 5 people reported it. That might make it the single most common form of synaesthesia there is. To see why, and forget how you were taught the senses work. We picture them as 5 tidy separate channels, eyes plugged into the vision department, ears wired to the sound department, each one running quietly in its own private lane, never touching the others. And that neat little diagram is just wrong. Because inside your head, the vision area and the hearing area sit right next to each other, constantly chattering back and forth. Normally, there's a kind of soft barrier that stops them bleeding into one another. But in a visual ear brain, that barrier is turned down. So when your eyes send a strong, rhythmic, thumping signal, some of it spills sideways into the hearing area, and your brain serves up a sound that was never actually there. And this is the part that proves it's real. In the lab, that phantom sound genuinely gets in the way. If researchers play a faint, real beep at the same moment as the imaginary thud, people get worse at hearing the real one. The made-up sound is competing with actual audio for space in your ears. You simply cannot do that with pure imagination. And even if you swear you hear nothing from that pylon, your brain is already doing a gentler version of this all day long. Watch someone drop a hammer with the sound off and you still flinch for the clang. See a flash of far-off lightning and part of you is already braced for the thunder. Your senses are constantly whispering predictions to each other, which quietly turns the whole idea upside down. For years, synaesthesia was filed away as rare, glitchy, crossed wiring in a few unusual brains. But when one single crossed senses effect shows up in a fifth of everyone, it stops looking like a glitch. It starts looking like it might just be how brains normally work. So that hard line you feel between seeing and hearing is far softer and far blurrier than it seems. For an awful lot of people, a picture can genuinely be loud, and your brain, very quietly, has been listening with its eyes this whole time. So the next time a silent video sounds strangely noisy, you're not losing it, you've just got a pair of ears that don't fully trust your eyes to keep quiet. Did you hear that? If your brain conjuring a sound out of nothing is your kind of strange, the next one conjures up something far bigger, an entire arm or leg that isn't there anymore, and a 2-pound mirror that somehow switches the pain off. Same channel, same little man, hearing.